Love that introductory music. So we're going to add here is adding a mobility device in an ad hoc way. And if you're in your MaaS360 portal, you can select device inventory. We can go over under here under device enrollments, and we can even go into drop down list. Doesn't really matter which one you select. What we're really trying to find here is this add device button. So again, we're adding a single device in an ad hoc way in this presentation. So bringing this up, we'll bring out the information we need to add. First thing is the username. I'm going to start typing it in. Since the system already knows who I am, it should find me. Champion Dan Powers. It fills in my information. Again, it knows me. If it didn't know me, it could add it in. Add in a phone number. It knows my phone number. And by default, notice that it has my email address and wants to notify me by email. Again, just because it knows who I am and it pre-filled in my email address. But I'm also going to send an SMS text to my device as well. And at this point, we could just hit Submit Request. But I'm going to go a little deeper, go into the Advanced tab, and show you that you could select the workplace persona. I have two currently for corporate-owned devices and a default one for BYOD. So that's the one I'm going to select since it is a BYOD device. I know it's an iPhone 6, so I'm even going to select that. I wouldn't have to. It would figure it out on its own, but I'm going to basically select everything I want here. And I'm going to select the default policy for iOS devices at the moment. Any policies you had would be listed. I'm also going to change it from corporate to BYOD, private-owned. And note that I don't have any drop-down list for the compliancy rule set simply because I don't have any that exist for iOS. So again, adding it as an employee phone. Real quick, just going to put a note in here that I'm adding my new phone I just got from Verizon, and I'm going to hit Send Request. At this point, my phone is registered in the MaaS360 portal. I'm going to keep this window up. We can see the information sent to the device, the registration URL, the passcode, and even a QR code, which you could use your phone to scan the QR code and would fill in all the information and help with the deployment process. I could close this window, but I'm going to keep it up and actually AirPlay my device to the screen so we can see the user interaction at this point. Now we have my phone replicated to my screen that we can see. Bring up my text message, take a look at that from Fiberlink, and we have the simple URL that we could click and go enroll this device. Since I also chose to send an email, we should be able to see that I have a new email in my inbox, and there it is, Device Enrollment by Champion. This is a little nicer. We have a little bit more full text graphics in the email. We can see all the information, the user that it went to, the same URL to click, the same passcode and so forth to click. So it doesn't matter if you do it from the URL, from the text message, or from here, but I'm going to click this and launch into actually installing the MDM profile. And now that we're ready to go, here's where the user interaction on the smartphone device would be. They have to click continue at this point once the URL has been brought up. So clicking the continue button on your device will show us that we have to then authenticate with the passcode. Again, since I'm doing this ad hoc, it is a one-time passcode that we chose to use. I just got to make sure I type it in here correctly. If we were doing bulk enrollment or we chose to do it via Active Directory, we could certainly use Active Directory credentials to authenticate the user. But again, we did this ad hoc, so I'm simply typing in the passcode that was delivered to the phone in my email and my SMS text message, and I also have it up on the display screen from the portal. Also notice that I am going to be choosing the personal device, since we do support BYOD, and that's how I told it to enroll itself, but the user can change it to corporate or personal at this point because we gave them the option to do so. That can also be removed or added at will. It is a configurable part of the setup. So again, simply typing in the passcode at this point, and then we want to hit the continue button to forward off and start the installation of our device. And we'll do that now. And we have to set the accept the user agreement from MaaS360. It's also recommended that you have a corporate ULA agreement, end user license agreement, telling them that they are enrolling their device, corporate phone or BYOD, and you're simply telling them that you're doing certain management functions on the device in this case. So now we're ready to download and install the profile. So again, in a few more short clicks, this is all the user interaction has to do when adding it from an ad hoc standpoint. We're going to click on the device, the continue button, which will start the download and installation process of our MDM profile. And we notice here it comes in. Here's the MDM profile presented to us. We can click on more details if we want to. Showing this simply shows us that it is an encrypted profile. It's digitally signed by Fiberlink and VeriSign, so we can validate that. And up at the top, we click the install button. My particular phone has a passcode, so I do have to enable that so it will accept the MDM profile. And if I type my passcode correctly, there we go. I get the option now to say, okay, we can do the installation. So again, on the smart device, the user would then click the install button on his smart device, and it would generate the key, enroll the certificate, and tell them, okay, you're about to install in an MDM corporate. And we click install and trust. Setup is now complete and your device has been enrolled. So let's take a quick look at our device now that's enrolled. Notice we have a couple new icons, the MaaS360, the secure editor, and the customized champion app catalog. So we can launch into the app catalog, for example. These are simply mobile applications that you can load into a custom catalog. I chose to push out automatically Wicker and of course the MaaS360 for iOS to the device. So they came down automatically once it was enrolled. My MaaS360, I require a PIN. So we're going to enter that now. So we can enter the MaaS360, see what it looks like. And of course, if I enter it correctly, there we go. So it kind of drilled into the documents section of this. And notice I automatically added the Google Drive and pushed a couple corporate documents down to the mobile device. All of this happened behind the scenes in the last few minutes as the device enrolled. And I can drill in here into the Champion corporate distributed documentation. I have two quick docs, the MaaS360, how to sell it for their Salesforce, and endpoint manager documentation. Again, just great for collaboration, being able to have documents synced, collaborate with other folks on the road, and be able to keep them synchronized in your mobile environment. So let's take a look over into the, let's back out of here, the MaaS360, and we're going to jump over to the portal side, and we notice we do have the new device. I'm going to do a quick test of Apple push notifications. It's one of the features we can do on my Nano iOS 6 device. So I'm just going to test that the push notifications are working, fix my spelling mistake here, learn to spell right, and let's see how long this takes to show up on my device. And we already got it showed up there. So we notice that the Apple push notifications are working. There's my test message inside of the MaaS360 application for messages. So let's take a look back inside of the portal. We notice our new device is here. We just sent a message to it. So I'm going to try to rearrange the screen a little bit here just to bring the portal up to us. Oh, apologize, getting a little click happy. Hold on one second. So we just want to take a view of our device. Again, just enrolled into us, but we know a lot of information about it. We know who the device belongs to, the carrier, the hardware information, whether it is green for any security violations that we have set up. We have a summary tab of all the information from as far as applications and documents that are distributed to it. So instant inventory of our device. Another thing we can test is the buzzing capability. So we can buzz our device. The cool thing about this is even if it's in silent mode, it's going to alert pretty loud to us. So, and again, I'm just testing and it tests the Apple push stuff. And this will be a pretty loud buzz when we do it. So let me turn my phone up because it actually is buzzing at the moment. And it will keep buzzing until I get in there and acknowledge it. So we successfully enrolled our device and did a quick inventory and message and alerting on the device. Thank you for watching.